What's up, guys? It is your boy Mr. Cheap Sense here, and this video is probably gonna stir up the hornet's nest a little bit. But before I go any further, if you don't know this channel, this is Making Sense, and I apologize for not knowing this guy's name. He's fairly new. I've actually just recently subscribed to his channel. I've checked out a few of his videos, especially this one talking about the Creed Aventus and its clones. So check this channel out, Making Sense, MAKINSCENTS. Check him out. And after that, if you're not a subscriber to this particular channel, then make sure you subscribe to this channel. Ring the bell in the top right hand corner for notifications. Icon opens up above the bell. Make sure you hit all so you get any and all content uploaded by this channel. Then after that, make sure whatever video you are watching, make sure you like the video, which is the thumbs up. Make sure you share the video, and also make sure you're active in the comment sections. I am interested to know people's comments, thoughts, responses, what have you, when it comes to whatever content that I'm talking about for that particular video. And also, let's keep it positive. All that negativity, keep that on other people's channel who loves that kind of stuff. I'm not with it. Y'all know how I am. Sometimes I'll snap back, but I'm not in the mood to be going back and forth with a bunch of little kids and people who don't really have nothing going on in their lives. It is what it is. So this video is really going to be controversial. Every time this name is mentioned, people's panties gets bundled up in a wad. People get butthurt. They can't believe it's blasphemous to talk about this fragrance compared to another one. And I really don't care. I love this fragrance. A lot of people aren't gonna like it. A lot of people don't like it. I understand why. But for the people who do like it, it just is what it is. And I'm one of those people. The fragrance we're going to be talking about today is, yeah. So if you don't want to hear about this video, go ahead and click off of this now. But for those of you who are interested, stick around. So everyone knows what this is supposedly a clone of. The highly popular Creed Aventus. And yes, this technically is a fragrance on its own because of the opening. It's not the same. With Creed Aventus, you do get pineapple. With this one, you get lemon, which is, for some people, harsh. I don't find it harsh. It's been stated by Matt from Georgia Gent when he was here that on several occasions that my bottle isn't as harsh as the one he has. I actually love this fragrance to death. This is the first and only bottle I have ever purchased of this fragrance. I did have a second one that somebody sent me because they didn't care about it. They said that the performance sucked on it. It wasn't great. It didn't last long. And I actually got it in, and as soon as I got it, somebody else wanted to see how bad it was or if it was better than their bottle. So I actually sold it to them. So this is the bottle I've had since day one of all the hype. I don't have a complaint at all about this fragrance. The performance is great. To me, it smells great. The opening is not bad at all to me. I don't know what the deal is, but for the most part, anytime this name comes up in a conversation, feathers get ruffled. People get offended, and I don't understand why. It's just a fragrance. Like, if you don't like it, then you just don't like it. But you don't have to, make a big fuss about it, go all in people's comment section and make it seem like, oh my God, it's blasphemous. Like, that fragrance just completely sucks and it's such and such and so and so. And I'm like, okay, dude, it's not that serious. Like, for real. It's really not. If you don't like it, then that's fine. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. Everybody is entitled to like or dislike whatever they like or don't like. I have no quarrel with that. But what you're not going to do is you're not going to be in the comment section and trying to argue me down about something being bad or not. I have my opinions on other certain fragrances that I don't think are all of that. But I don't be all in people's comment sections telling them how bad it sucks and all of that. So it is what it is. Now, somebody also will make the argument that this is not the best clone. Obviously, there are other clones out there. This is just the only one in particular that I know of that I own that actually lasts without me having to reapply. I can spray this on and go all day with no problem. Now, there are other fragrances that I'm going to bring up that could or could not be direct clones, but who's to say? First up, from the house of Cremo, is Bergamot and Musk. I honestly am not a big fan of Cremo. I did wear this one last night to bed, of course. I didn't wear it out. It smells better than it did when I first started smelling this on skin. It just still doesn't perform well. Regardless as to the fact. You can pick this up for around 20 bucks if you can find it in a while, but I think this is one of the ones that is discontinued. So for somebody who's a beginner, this would have been a great fragrance to start out with, unless you have one of these other three that I have. But regardless to the fact that this is being a direct clone or like some kind of half-breed or whatever you want to call it, clone of Creed Aventus, I don't care what people say. That's what they were shooting for. That's what this is in my book. And take it or leave it, it is what it is. Next up is one I actually had high anticipation for until the performance issues started to arise. And I didn't know until I got this that there is maybe another one I should have bought. I'm not totally sure. Maybe I should have tried to get an older batch, but I'm not one for trying to go and track down all this older stuff and discontinued stuff. That's not in my forte, and that's not what I'm going to do. So I ordered this one from the house of Zara, which is Vibrant Leather, and this thing smells great. To me, this one smells a lot better than Bergamot and Musk. It's just the performance. I have to reapply this throughout the day at least once, maybe twice, depending on how many sprays I go with. But it smells great. Around the $20-something mark, hey, if you're into it and you're not one of those people who can afford to go out and get Creed Aventus, or you just don't want to spend Creed Aventus type money, I understand. Pick up something like this. It's not bad at all. It's just you're going to have a mean pump fake, in the words of my man Trey Sense. It just is what it is. And then there's one around 20 bucks from the House of Rayanne Tradition, which also smells pretty good, but there are performance issues with this one also. I got a lot of compliments with this one, excluding this one, besides the other three that there's one more I'm going to talk about, but besides the other three, this one is one I got the most compliments with when I wore it to work. This is Insurrection Pure 2. Of course, this may not be a direct clone also, but it smells great. Performance is average. The other two, Bergamot and Musk and Vibrant Leather, are below average. This is right on the average threshold, teetering towards just below average. But for the price, you can't beat it. Nice bottle. Metal cap. Snaps into place. Decent atomizer. And the smell is nice. It's not directly a clone. It does slightly differ from Aventus, but you still get the same aspect. So that's Insurrection Pure 2. Something else that you could get is from the house of Al Haramain. This is L'Aventure. And this one is very nice. I actually choose this one over Insurrection Pure 2, honestly. But for the most part, if you can find this one, I think this one runs you about the 20-something, maybe $30-something mark. I'm not totally sure. This one actually was gifted to me. It's not much left in it, but there's enough for a few more wearings. But L'Aventure is not bad either. All of these 4 fragrances give you the same aspect as Creed Aventus, but the only one that gets so much hate and so much flack is this one. These other 4 fragrances, plus there are others out there. I don't have all of them. I think those are the only ones I have so far. There may be another couple of flankers, clones that I have. I'm not sure, but I'll have to dig and see. But these are the ones that are in my eyesight, in my collection. This one is the only one that gets so much hate. People love to hate this fragrance. Why? I don't know. Is it because the fact that it is going to remain synonymous to the fact that it is a clone of Creed Aventus, which is a beloved fragrance? I don't know. It could be. But hate it or love it, they're always going to be linked in that way. So I don't know what you guys are going to do about it. I mean, unless somebody has something else that they can bring to the forefront and get the kind of attention that Club de Nuit Intense Man gets, I don't think it's ever going to stop being compared to it. And I don't think it's ever going to be a point where it's not in the same conversation when Creed Aventus comes up. It's just no way to, to get around it. So people out there who are so hurt when this fragrance comes into a conversation with Creed Aventus, you don't have to be butthurt by it. It just is what it is. Some fragrances are just that good. When this first came out, you can't deny that the hype was real on it. That is exactly why it is always in the same conversation when it comes to Creed Aventus. That's why. None of these other fragrances were talked about like this one was. And I don't know what to tell you. I know this is a more recent acquisition to the conversation, but not talked about as much as the others. Insurrection Pure 2 has been brought up. L'Aventure and Vibrant Leather have been brought up on several occasions in several videos, and they almost always are in a video when it comes to people talking about clones of Creed Aventus. And most of the time, the #1 fragrance is going to be this one. So I'm not understanding why people get so crunk when it comes to people talking about this fragrance. I don't understand it, but it is what it is, guys. So that's my take on Club de Nuit Intense, man. Hate it or love it, it's here, and I don't know what else to tell you. It's one of my favorite controversial fragrances. I'm glad I have it in my collection. If you don't like it, of course, that's your opinion, but I love it. So here's to smelling great. I'm out. Peace.